Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. What is on my freaks and peeps? Welcome, welcome. I have completely forgot how I usually start these streams, but never mind. Hello! Hello, we're here, we're here, we're here. I know, I'm super late, I'm so sorry. We're super late for a multitude of reasons, to be fair. The main one being, obviously, well, the main one isn't obvious. The main one being that I was doing something to help someone in the background, and willingly so. So I am fine with that. It was a good reason to be late. But yeah, so that's why I'm. But yeah, what was I saying? Oh, I don't even know anymore, bruh. Dude, I'm getting like so like unsure about this fucking Stardew bullshit. It's just taking too long. It's insane to me as well because we have what I've noticed is in this save we have the worst luck ever. I didn't realize until I like started playing it on my own, and I haven't played it on my own recently. I've been doing other stuff in my free time, but what I didn't realize was like fucking we have really bad luck for some reason in this game. Like, I think I should have taken it as a hint when our first year it didn't rain like ever. People were like, that's not normal. And then to not have found a single truffle pretty much like for 2 years is a bit insane. Um, Especially because in my current playthrough on like my personal save, I found a truffle within the first 2 weeks. The traveling cart. So we're like really like having stretched this out for no fucking reason. I'm just cross about it, dude. I'm also eating cereal. Anyway, hello, Emperor Cable. Welcome, welcome. Good to see you. Um, yeah. Um, Stuff to talk about. I'm probably not gonna do like the hour-long talk. I know I say that every stream, but I really don't think we're gonna do it today. Welcome, Mimi. Good to see you. Good to see you. Good morning, my dude. Good morning. Um, I know I say at the beginning of every stream, like, we're probably not going to talk for an hour, but realistically, whenever we get into the Stardew at the minute, we end up playing for like 2 days and then I quit. And I know that's partially just because I'm getting a bit worn thin with the game, but never mind. But yeah, we are going to try and get a bit more done. I'm going to try and get 3 days done this time. I'm also going to give you guys a heads up early. At some point in this stream, I might have to just ditch ship like very quickly. I mean, and I'll be back. It won't be a problem. But basically, if you guys weren't aware, there's scaffolding around my parents' house at the minute, and it's supposed to be coming down today. Although what they forgot to mention is the fact that I'm gonna have to answer the door, which is like the one thing I cannot do. And I don't think they realize how much of a problem it is when they leave the house, not giving me instructions on what I should do. Because my automatic thing is if the door is knocked on, I don't answer it because it's not likely for me, so I don't care. And same goes for the phone ringing. It's just I don't want to answer it, and I don't want to get anywhere near it. So if the scaffolders turn up, I'm fucked. I'm like, oh god, I'm gonna actually have to like go and answer it, and I'm like stressing about it. I wish I was exaggerating with how much I'm stressing about it, but did I just take my medication? Oh my god. Oh. I'm also having a bit of a hard time with taking medication at the minute. Not in like any bad way, it's just that I keep not knowing if I've taken it already, and I've literally got it in front of me, and I swear I just took it, but I can't remember. And I'm like, there's no dates or anything on it, so I'm like looking at it like, did I take it? Did I just take it? I don't know. And I'm like, man, I'm gonna feel awful later if I haven't taken it. So We'll find out later. I don't really want to take 2 of them by accident. Not that it matters, because there have been several days where I've missed it, so it's not really going to flag up as weird if I take 1 too many, but... Yeah, sounds too far away. Bruh. Rejection. That sounds like the kind of thing I would do. That's why those day-to-day pill sorters are so helpful. Someone said to me the other day that I might have to pull an old lady and get one of those, and I was like, bruh, I think that they're like kind of important for more than just old ladies, you know? And this, mind you, this was coming from someone who didn't have to take medication daily. It's like, I don't think people understand how hard it is to remember. Like, unless you're taking it, like, because, like, as a woman, as a period haver, if you didn't know, when you take birth control, if you're on the pill, you have to take that shit every day at the same exact time every day, right? You can't really miss it because it pretty much stops working instantaneously if you stop using it. Which is why I never bothered with them, because there are alternatives to taking them. Unfortunately, it was the one thing I said was that I was never going to go on pills I had to take daily. Unfortunately, you know, anxiety was in the cards for me, and not having to take medication regularly was not. So, unfortunately for me, I have to take medication every single day. I am supposed to, it's recommended I take it at the same time, but I think that's more just for remembering to take them, and I think they work better if you do that. But realistically, I'm just so, like, off on, like, I'm doing stuff, I'm not here half the time. I keep my medication in my bag, and I still forget to take it because it's not in my direct sight. It's a problem. I'm not really sure what to do about it. I know I'm trying to be good to myself about it at the minute, because it's like literally nothing is getting done at the minute. I've got so much shit I need to get done, and like I'm having to put off all of it just to get the house moved stuff. And by the way, before anyone asks, because no one asks, no one cares anymore, but I haven't moved yet. But it is like pretty much 90% done now. So realistically, I've just got a few more kind of important bits to move, so things that I use daily, which is why they're still here, because there's a bunch of stuff that like I haven't moved over because it's like I use it regularly kind of thing, or I need it to be here. There's obviously stuff that's going to have to stay, but pretty much everything around or on my desk has not been moved. I've got a load of really expensive like figures from a series that shall not be named, because it's written by someone who shall not be named, and you guys know who that is. Before anyone asks, like, listen, I just don't want to talk about it. But I've got figures from that. Most of them are secondhand. But they're really like heavy and expensive and fragile. And I'm like, oh man. I'm like, oh man, I gotta move those. And it's just I haven't done it yet. It's like not great. I'm like not happy about it. It's so annoying because I just don't have anywhere. The other thing is like we don't have any storage at the other house. And, like, we noticed this the other day because we've moved, like, most of my stuff is moved over, right? Basically, my stuff is limited to a bedroom and a few boxes for elsewhere, right? And obviously, Paul, who is the guy who's going to be my roommate, he's just started, like, actually, like, committing to moving things over. So, like, all his clothes are moved over. A lot of his, like, more kind of important stuff that he doesn't want to leave at his current residence is moved over. So that's all there. And we're just noticing that we're like, oh yeah, we'll move it over and sort it. We've moved it over and then we sort it and then we're like, where do we put it? Because we've got no storage. The kitchen was easy. The kitchen, we literally just like everything had a place, right? We can't do that for the rest of the house. There's no drawers for like, we barely had drawers for clothes. The second we got the drawers for clothes, that was sorted within like a couple days. So like, man, like we've got nothing, no shelving, no nothing. So it's like our shelving for our DVDs is like too small. So we're gonna have to get a bigger one. It's like a whole thing. Guys, don't move house. It's a fucking pain in the ass. I feel like I've literally just had like 15 different conversations in one go. Defo, they're so helpful. I really want to get, anyway, go back to the pill conversation. I really want to get those pills. They're pill sorters. I'm really struggling about getting them though, because I'm like, I don't want them to be boring. That's literally my problem, but they make them so boring. So yeah, I'm probably gonna have to get one of those. Man, I couldn't even remember to take the pill I'd been on for like 10 years, which is why I went for the injection. Oh, you've got the injection. I ended up going for the coil, which is what I've got currently. If you don't know, if you don't understand what we're talking about, birth control basically comes in many formats for the ovary Havla species. And realistically, my eye is twitching so bad. I don't know if the tracking will pick up, but it's not stopped for several days, which is probably a sign of something wrong, but never mind. So basically when you are a period haver, you basically have pretty much an abundance of different options for birth control. Some of them are hormonal, some of them aren't. Like, it's pretty much up to you and what you're comfortable with doing. Most people take the pill, but I found very bad success with the pill. A lot of people I know who have been on the pill or are on the pill have gotten pregnant at some point. Usually because, well, there's a whole rabbit hole of like stuff on how they advise you to take it and how like the religious parties may have had some say in how people should take their pill, but that's on you to do your own research about. I'm not going to spout stuff that may or may not be conspiracy theories. I don't think they are though. But basically, like, when I was put on the pill, because I was put on the pill for a bit because I had the subdermal implant. So I had the thing in your arm. It's just basically like a stick they shoot in your arm. It's painful, it's not fun. And it just kind of stays in there up to like, I think 3 years. So I had that for like a year and a half because what ended up happening was that I got it and then I had a period for non-stop a whole year. And you might be thinking, Jasper, why didn't you like blow the flag on this sooner? I thought that was normal, and to be honest, I hate calling and going to the doctors. And I was at that age where I was starting to have to do it myself, and I was not happy about it, and so I put it off because I can't cope with phone calls. So I literally rather have a period for a whole year than fucking get my fucking contraception sorted. Literally, you want to know the worst part? The only thing that got me to go and get it sorted was because I was going to France. I was going to Brittany in France, right? And I was going on a cycle trip. And if you don't know about having a period, you have a few options for menstrual. You have a few menstrual options. At the time, it was pretty much limited to the standard like pads or tampons. I didn't like tampons, so I had pads. And if you don't know, pads are basically the exact same thing as nappies, and as we know, nappies give rashes. Pads do the same, so if you're wearing one for 1 year straight, you end up with a pretty rough rash, right? Still didn't think to get it sorted, but never mind. So I had problems, right? And I knew that if I went on this cycling trip and I had a pad the whole time because I was cycling in Brittany, I was cycling along the canals. I knew that if I went on this cycling trip, don't ask me. I'll talk about the cycling trip at some point, but I was like, it's not going to end well for me if I do this. So I went on the pill, and they told me just to continuously take it until I got my coil, because I went in and asked for the coil, and they're like, we can't book you in for that today, and we won't be able to do it in time. So our best bet is to put you on the pill just to stop the periods. And I was like, great, no problem. Then my mother got involved. And she turned around and told me, like, no, you're supposed to take it for 3 weeks and then stop for a week to have a period so you can regulate yourself. And I was like, right, okay. Well, who did I listen to? The doctor with it wasn't a doctor. The nurse with experience or my mother? I listened to my fucking mother. I shouldn't have. Guys, don't listen to your parents over doctor's advice. Never do that. So I listened to my mom and I stopped taking it. Unfortunately, this also lined up with the fucking cycling trip. So I had a period on my cycling trip anyway. It was fucking the worst. I still to this day, I'm like, why did I listen to my mom? Anyway, so I was on it, like, and then I kind of had my period on the week I was in France. And because I was in France for 2 weeks, one of those weeks we weren't cycling, but the last week we were cycling. Never again. Never again. I have nightmares about that trip. But I basically had my period. I was also pretty much, we were doing a thing that is potentially illegal at that time of year in France, but which is called wild camping. They don't really care, and the story was that, you know, if we got caught, we basically just had to play the foreigner card, which isn't great, and I don't recommend doing that, but we were young and dumb and listening to our friend. So that's what we did, and we never got pulled up for it, and there were several other people doing this as well, so it's not that big of a deal. Anyway, so we were camping, essentially. So basically, the only bathroom stops I had, other than literally a bush at the side of this fucking canal walk, was, like, the occasional, like, campsite bath stop. Don't ask me why they didn't allow camping, but, like, had camping stops. Never mind. But yeah, they had camping stops, so we had access to things like running water and bathrooms, which was great until, like, but, like, leading up to those stops, I was basically just having to, like, cope. It wasn't great. Anyway, so I managed to take those pills every single day, and I had an alarm. I had no problems with it, mostly because I was only doing it for like a month. And then I got back to England, when I think a few days later went in for my my insertion of the coil. Never again. I don't know what's going on, but they keep putting me off at the minute for getting it replaced, because I've had it now for, like, God, what year is it? That was 2018. That was 2018, and then it is 2025 now. I've never had it replaced, so a good 7 years I've had the coil. That might be too long, but every time I call up, the doctors ask about getting it changed. They tell me that I don't have to for several years. And I'm like, they keep changing the goalposts, so I don't actually know if I'm supposed to keep it in this long. I've never gotten pregnant. I mean, part of that is just, like, I guess, like, you know, obvious circumstances, but it's not really been an issue. But yeah, they're not fun. Having periods is not fun. I'm gonna be right back. Gotta get some lunch. Okay, have fun. There's 2 different pills. One you take 3 weeks and stop for a week, and one you take continuously. I'm pretty sure I did have the continuous one, but my mother was also ill-informed. Ironically, I got back from this trip, and she then shared me an article on Facebook that basically was saying, like, that the stopping your pills for a week might be religiously linked. And maybe not what you should be doing. And I was like, oh, thanks very much for, like, informing me about this after the fact that I literally had to cycle on my period. It was not a fun time. And I will also say that getting the coil was, despite the fact that it was a traumatizing experience that I really don't want to have to do again, but I will eventually have to do again. Traumatizing experience. Even under, like, I had a numbing gel applied. Even under that, it's the aftermath that's horrible, right? Traumatizing. I've literally not had a period for 7 years. Which is, like, most people, like, get a bit like, what do you mean you've not, like, that's terrible, like, you're supposed to, you don't, like, it's fine, I'm fine. What happens is when you're on certain types of contraception, it thins the lining of your uterus so much that you don't end up having them. I've started having spotting recently, sorry if that's TMI. But like, if it is TMI, I'm sorry, but kind of get over yourself. But it's one of those things that's not great. But yeah, it was an interesting one. That trip was such a like wild ride though. I literally, if I could go back and do it again, I don't think I'd bother, because like I enjoyed the time. Like looking back on it, I was like, oh, that was fun. It's like very much one of those character building moments, but like I look back on it, obviously I'd like to stress as well, I was still with the guy that's like a dick and is still a dick to me, right? He's I haven't heard from him recently, but it was his friend group that I was with, and he literally bullied me, straight up bullied me the entire trip, and I ended up trying to leave at one point, and then my friends turned around and were like, oh, we didn't know you were struggling, and I was like, well, he seems to think that you do know that I'm struggling and that you're... Yeah, it was a whole thing. Guys, don't listen to people. Don't listen to people. That's what I've learned. I've like learned over the years that literally everyone in my life giving me advice during that time was literally not looking out for me. There was like no one in my life at that point that actually cared about my well-being. Which sounds harsh, because I think my mother was just trying to do her best, but like it's like 5 minutes of research on the type of pill I was taking could have told you otherwise, and if I'd like used my brain. But like at the same time, I was young and dumb, and you know, I just didn't really I don't have much for thinking logic, which is something I've noticed recently. We were looking, like, this was Paul and I the other day, we were going through my stuff at the house, and we found like all my old diaries, and other than the horrible spelling, because if you didn't know, I have dyslexia, other than the like really horrific spelling issues, the fact that I started every diary entry with diary, um, we found like an entry where I was talking about the fact that my teacher, my teacher had said that they didn't want me to go on half term because they were worried they were going to lose me because I was doing so well in school. And I wrote about this in my diary entry because I was like, wow, I'm like really succeeding. I must be like top in my class. I was really under the influence that I was actually doing well. And looking back, I didn't realize, and I know this now, even though like I think my social awareness has gotten better in literally the last like couple years, and probably isn't quite as good as it should be, but at the time you can tell in a lot of these things I really wasn't socially aware. And one of those things was like the fact that I literally didn't seem to understand that that's not what they were saying. They were not saying I was like excelling next to my classmate. I was actually just scraping by point in which I was actually succeeding in school, and I had not done that before. And I don't know if that makes any sense. I think I'm just rambling at that point, but like it was kind of like hard to read, and then as an adult reading that, understanding the fact that they weren't worried about losing me because I was excelling against my classmates, it was because I just finally grasped the concept of basic English. And for a bit of context as well, English is my first language. I don't speak any other language like at all, but I really couldn't speak English. I could speak English fine. I couldn't write English, and I couldn't read English, and it's very obvious I mean, there could be various things. I've been diagnosed with dyslexia. At the time I wasn't, because this school I was in really didn't want to acknowledge the fact that there were kids struggling with dyslexia. I was grouped in with 2 other boys who became like really good long-term friends, right? We were all grouped in together because we were all 3 of us were dyslexic and later got diagnosed with dyslexia. These 2 had worse dyslexia than me. One of them was pretty on par with me. I looked back at it for like a long time and was like, oh, he was worse. He wasn't. He was just about the same as me. And then the other one had a speech impediment as well as dyslexia and stuff. So it was very obvious we all struggled with the same thing. We all got grouped in together, and our headmistress literally turned around. I'm not kidding. This was the actual words that came out of her mouth in front of us was that they're not dyslexic, they're just stupid. Which was like, oh, thanks. Thanks, man. And I didn't get diagnosed with dyslexia. My mother, when I started at the school, asked them to test me for dyslexia. They waited until year 6, which was the final year of my school, to finally like turn around and go, maybe we should test her. So they tested me. Hi, Mina. Welcome. Good to see you. I'm going through the sob sessions right now of like influential adults that actually fucked over my life. Welcome. Hi. Lol, what a conversation, eh? But yeah, so they didn't test me for dyslexia until like literally like the last couple weeks of me being in year 6 at this, right? Statistically, I think it made a difference if they diagnosed me with dyslexia. Sure enough, though, what happened was the person who usually tests people, they got the trainee to do it. They got the trainee person who was training to be like someone who could diagnose dyslexia. They got them to do it. And by the way, this was just my school teacher. This wasn't someone specialized in this or anything. So they straight up just got the drug trainee to do it. And sure enough, they turned around and said, she's not dyslexic. She's not reaching the dyslexia part. And then I went to secondary school. My mother once again asked, can you test her for dyslexia? Because I'm not confident in whoever did the test beforehand. And they ended up calling my mother in to a meeting after doing the test. In year 7, might I add. So they called my mother in and they're like, so basically, yes, she is dyslexic. And by the looks of it, she's actually just managing to scrape by, so we don't need to do much intervention, because I was actually like doing okay at that point, but by that point it was kind of at that point where it was a bit too late, and I was already in all the like classes that I needed more support in, which was fine. And then they reassessed me a year later and it had dropped significantly. Like my ability to read and write was like, I don't know what happened. It just like, I don't know if it's like, because now we're like, you know, potential autism. I don't know if that's just like skill regression, because that can sometimes happen, but it shouldn't have happened because I was in an education system that should have put me in that. But what can you do? It like, because they do this test, right? And this was early when they started doing it on computers rather than getting someone to assess you and give their opinion. So there was like some basic criteria. The fact that I failed passing as a normal person, like without dyslexia, on the first time, and then the second time it was so much worse, was like pretty. Maybe should have flagged something, but they didn't bother. I ended up with like a sheet. I think I still have it somewhere. But I ended up with a sheet on how to write letters in context to words or something like that. I don't remember. I just ended up with it. I think it was also like spelling help with basic spelling, and I don't remember. But I remember having to take this to every class, and it was like, I don't think it bothered me, but I remember thinking I should have been embarrassed, but I wasn't. I just didn't care. But like, I remember kids pointed it out quite a lot, was that I had special like help, essentially. You want to know what's interesting, though? I didn't get diagnosed with dyslexia in primary school, but they still gave me a reading aid, which is what they give to dyslexic kids. Explain that, headmistress. Cunt. I think she just wanted to, like, pretend like I wasn't, because statistically it would have looked bad if they had a dyslexic person, because I was failing so badly. So, like, it was gonna... I don't know. I don't understand. I basically was failing so bad, and I think they could just group me in with something statistically for doing bad, like, that was different to acknowledging the fact that I was dyslexic. I don't know. I don't really understand looking back at it still. But what I find interesting is the fact that they didn't test me until like year 6 for autism. Not autism, dyslexia. But they still gave me a reading aid. And if you don't know what a reading aid is, it's basically just this sheet of like, it's just this clear like piece of plastic with a color on it. Like, it's a colored piece of plastic that you put over a piece of paper, like documents and stuff, and you use it to read. And they give you various different colors. Like, they'll test you with different colors of it and trying to find what would work best for you. And So my friend who was also dyslexic, but they just stupid, he had red, and I didn't cope well with red, so I got yellow. And now as an adult, I still have my dyslexia glasses that I used in my exams. That made a huge difference, might I add, was having glasses, like actual glasses. My friend called them my Ant-Man glasses, which I found funny because back then Ant-Man had just come out and I'd been given these glasses for my exams, and then they're like, oh, it's your Ant-Man glasses. Like, thanks, man. But yeah, I ended up with these glasses and they're just yellow. But I went to Specsavers and they tested me again there, and they're like, "Oh, you could also probably do well with mint, but mint colored plastic wasn't as common, so they just gave me yellow. Whatever. Anyway, so nice." Yeah, so that was my life story. I need to start talking. I'm gonna open Stardew now. You're gonna talk more about this. I'm also gonna eat my cereal. It is loading, sorry. I don't know, does anyone else have, like, dyslexia struggles from their school stories? Because I'd love to hear it. Let's validate each other, you know? Yeah, I'm mostly moved over now. It's kind of the last kind of tail ends of what I need to get done. So that's cool. The desk is staying until like the 30th though. Like staying here. I won't be able to move that for a while. Oh, good morning, Jasper. I made you a nutritious breakfast. Thanks, babe. Eggs are a good source of essential nutrients, so eat up. Ugh. Oh. Good morning, Miss Jasper. Came by to ask you a favor since you're such a kind neighbor. You see, I'm trying to train my goats to say hello, but they simply won't pay attention to me unless I have their favorite treat. Cave carrots. So since I'm scared of the mines, I thought, well, maybe you could bring me a cave carrot when you have a chance. There's no pressure, but if you want to just swing by at my house between 9 AM and 5 PM with a cave carrot, you'll make an old girl very happy. Bye. Bye. I think I've got one of those. You should threaten to me again. Dear neighbor, when I'm not taking care of animals, I like to experiment in the kitchen. Since we become friends, I want to share some recipes with you. I hope you like this. Pale broth. Thanks, ma'am. Oh. Jasper, remember to eat healthy or you won't have enough energy to work hard. I'm including one of my favorite recipes. Make sure you ripe tomatoes. Fun. Ah. Multitasking is not my strong suit. Why are there so many eggs? How long has it been since I've been in? Also, why have I got no hay? That's not... Alright, that's alright, we're good. Marnie! Is it Marianne or Marnie? I don't know, I can't read. Spike looks very happy today. Oh, what am I milking? The air? Jeez. Anyway. Why is he still here? Need to sort on my... Jesus Christ. I do have one of those, god damn it. Okay. Time to sort. This is not going well. I got an eye twitch. Ah, I can't stop it. So annoying. Still fucking going. Oh fuck it. I don't think I need them. Hmm. Oh yeah, cave carrot. God damn it. My brain. Brain, please work. What am I supposed to do with stuff that I have but I can't get rid of? Brain no work. Exactly. Fucking exactly. You know? Hey, it's stuff to talk about. I need to be nice if I knew where to like trade half of this stuff too, you know? I know with the weapons I can trade them to the guy up the top, can't I? Guess we'll do that today. I also think I need to move the animal's cage because my main issue is the fact that there isn't really like I gotta move them because these stumps there are like blocking the doors in which they exit through, and I'm like, oh, I'm so at loss about what to do. You know? Because they just regenerate overnight, and I'm just like, man. Long to, innit? Right. And then we shall go see. Oh, I forgot to get a fucking cave. I keep going back to the house to get this fucking cave carrot, and I keep forgetting. This is why nothing gets done in this game, because I'm like constantly like, where is my brain? Alright. No. No. Watch me not have one. I do. Okay. Oh. Got a cutscene. Oh, you brought the KO carrot. Thank you so much, Miss Jasper. You're welcome. Just put it on the floor. Just hand it to her, you freak. This looks great. I almost want to eat it myself. Okay. You do you. Almost. Oh, okay. I hope it wasn't too much trouble. I really do appreciate it. Nothing. I just had a spare one laying about. Ooh. Yeah. Invade. Searching for my love in all the wrong. Yep. Oh. One. That one. That one. Oh, that one. Wow! Look at me go. Fun. Despite its high toxicity, this mineral is widely used in manufacturing and folk medicine. Excuse me! I have a slightly higher chance to find mystery boxes. I don't know if I do want that. They're a pain in my ass. Yeah, what the fuck? Did you see that? He straight out just walked into me on purpose. Cunt. What the fuck? Uh... Right. You think that's gonna be enough? Oh, hopefully. Cool. Now what? Oh yeah, I was gonna go up here, wasn't I? I have stuff to talk about, by the way, and I keep going like to talk about it, and then I'm like, oh wait, no, that's a long conversation, and I need to pee. And after this day is like done, I will go and pee, and then I will be right back. Have these. I love the elf. Look at that. Oh my god, the night market's still a thing, isn't it? I completely forgot that was still going on. I think this is the last day for it as well, isn't it? Too bad I didn't manage to get 3,000. We could have got our poster of our one beloved. Speaking... Oh no, once again, another conversation. Another long conversation to have. I mean, I still kind of want to talk about it a little bit, but like... Obviously, something I think about occasionally is like the opportunity for merchandise when I actually get like good enough at it. But I just think about like, man, I would like, I know posters are such a boring thing to have, but like I would love a poster. Alright, let's take a look. Yes, fucking fuck all. Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck your shit. Fuck your fucking fuck. Fuck! God fucking damn it, why does he not have anything of any use? What is all this shit? This is all like stuff that I could literally get on a Thursday afternoon myself. Man. Ah, man. Shit. I'll just go fishing, you know. Posters are fun. Go peep. Never mind, no talk. Bruh. Posters are fun. Yeah, like, I don't know. It'd just be nice for me, like, I mean, I've got other shit I want to, like, produce. A lot of it requires me to have a logo, which is, once the house move is done, I'm not gonna act like it's a big old spoiler or anything. I think it's pretty obvious. It is my next, like, move. That is currently my next big project that I'm looking at. It's finally getting a logo done, because we've talked about it before. After Mimi's, like, re-debut, like, rebranding and stuff, like, it got me thinking about the fact that I think out of all of us, I'm the only one without a logo now. And this fish is, like, really doesn't want to be caught, huh? Oh, fucking hell. It's not even a fish, it's eating over. Fuck. But yeah, like, after... Oh, fuck off. After Mimi's rebrand, it kind of got me thinking about the fact that I don't have a logo, and I don't really have... Because it's something I've thought about since, pretty much since I started, right? But I've still, like, almost, you know, almost 2 years later at this point, I've still not got any... I got nothing, you know? I got nothing. Fuck you. Why does this bitch keep fucking off? I still got no, like, I got nothing when it comes to, like, what I kind of want for a logo. I genuinely don't know. It's kind of hard because... no chance. Yeah, baby. Fuck you. I got, like, because I just don't, it's not my area of expertise. As an artist, it's, like, pretty easy to come up with this stuff, but it's, like, it's easy to kind of come up with the things you want visually, but, like, logo design is not something I have any kind of area of knowledge in. And as a result, I'm kind of a bit fucked in terms of knowing what I want. So any one of my friends, I'll probably message on our group chat, but, like, if anyone's got any advice on how you kind of come up with a logo, I'm all for it. Like, I genuinely am so just at a loss about what to kind of pick at. And also the other thing is, I don't really have the luxury of getting multiple, like, designs kind of drawn up and then picking the one I like the most, you know? That's not really how getting a logo as a VTuber goes. Which is why I kind of wanted to do that myself, was to come up with some ideas and then sketch them out and then decide which one of those I liked. But I just can't think of anything, and I'm just like, what do I do? Because there's so many things that represent my brand, I think. Like, obviously the wings and the horns and the 4 ears are the big thing, right? That's my big brand marker. Where the... Excuse me? But I just think that's going to be too much. And I also want it to be the sort of logo that's easy to replicate, you know? It's easily recognizable, it's not overly complicated. But I just can't think of anything. And, like, my branding is basically, like, crescent moons and maple leaves. That's my branding, that's what I'm sticking with. I'm not really planning on, like, diverting much from that. It gives off the whimsy goth look that I kind of portray, I think. Maddie asked if you asked you if your model has a tail. It does, yeah. When did she ask that? I have a character sheet somewhere. In the group chat. Oh, I'll send that to her. Sorry, Maddie. I'm not very good at replying to shit at the minute. What the? Whoa. Whoa. What is that? Right, I think your girl needs to go up this hole, because if I don't, then I won't make it back. It was last night she sent it. I literally checked the messages today. How did I miss that? Maybe I didn't check it. Oh, I don't know. I didn't check it. What the fuck? Sorry, I thought that was gonna keep going in the background, but it didn't. So give me 2 seconds. I just tried to like send over shit. Play Jasper. Dude, I sent it over and now I'm looking at it. I'm like, wait, why is it so small? I mean, to be honest, it was more just a mock-up more than anything. It's supposed to be a big old fluffy tail, but keep in mind that was the mock-up that was... Because the character sheet, if you missed it, the character sheet was originally supposed to be for the 3D model that we never got. Because it just... on my end. Whoa. Right. Don't actually have a reference sheet. I didn't either. I've had to make that one because I was a bit like, oh, how do I like show what the back of the hair looks like? Because the hair is the bit that throws people off, I think. Because obviously what you can see kind of indicates that there's like stripes everywhere, but you can't tell. So I've had to show that there's stripes in the back of my head. I wonder what she's asking. Right, I will be right back. I'm going to the bathroom and then we will come back and have more conversation. Okay, wait. And I'm back. Dude, my... Why am I like this? Sorry, this is me getting a fucking cramp. Ow! Oh, I don't know what's going on. Harvey, don't leave me. Oh my god. Dude, why am I cramping so? Oh my god, this is a lot of words. Dear Jasper, I would like to give you some information about the upcoming event, the Feast of the Winter Star. It's a time for the community to come together and think back on all the good fortune we've had this year. A favorite tradition is the secret gift exchange, where everyone in town is randomly assigned someone else who, on the day of the festival, everyone brings a gift for their secret friend and surprises them with something special. This year, our secret friend is Harvey. What? Harvey's my secret friend. Okay. Don't tell anyone. Oh, fuck. Guys, don't tell anyone. The feast will take place on the 25th from 9 AM to 2 PM at the town square. Fun. Cool. I've literally got a warp totem and I decided to walk back to my farm yesterday. Can we just point that out real quick? That's not gonna throw me off at all. I'm back. Lunchtime disaster. Oh no, what happened? Would you look at that? Fucking thing didn't grow back. Excellent. Do you think I'm gonna have to extend this though? What happened? Tell myself and Mother Mina. Oh, that's why. Oh. Oh gosh. I wanted microwave pasta, which you need to add milk, water, and butter to. I poured them in and gave it a stir, and then put it in the microwave. Cooked it, pulled it out. See, the milk had gone all weird and separated from everything else. It looked vile, so I sniffed the milk in the bottle. It had indeed gone off. No! Fuck. I had to make a whole new noodle lunch. While I was waiting for my your nudes to cook. I went and made myself a cup of tea, which I had to tip away as the milk is fucking bad. Oh, Mimi. Dude, I feel so bad. I'm so sorry, Mimi. Milk going off is like... the smell of milk in general, to me, is not pleasant. So, like, I dread it when it goes off. Horrible. I'm so sorry. Why did I do this? Okay, never mind. Oh, I get it. I think because it was a waste of space. I'm so hungry. Oh my god. So I don't like the smell of either, but oh man, when it goes. Oh dear god. Yeah, I feel that. Sounds like a great time. Bruh. I hope you got some food in the end. To get some fiber. Fiber optics. Chicken nudes. It's not. Oh, man. I'm glad you got some food. Dude, how the fuck do you make... I'm so, like, baffled by the recipe in general. I'm like, wow. Isn't that, like... Cheese, you know? You're essentially making cheese, aren't you? What's going on? Oh, why did I do... How the fuck did... What? What? How did I manage to do that in my living... Oh my god. How? How? How did I do that in my living room? I'm so confused. Bruh. This is a story now. Man. Feels bad, man. What are you doing anyway? I don't know. Wandering around at the minute. I think I'm just getting all the ends done, you know? Was gonna talk about something and then I forgot. Okay. No watering necessary. What the? Okay. Cool. I guess I don't need to water them. Can I just put them here then? Mm. Oh, a loss. Okay. 1, 2, 5. 1, 2, 3. 5. Worst part is no tea. You could have fruit tea. That doesn't need milk. You've got fruit tea. I was thinking. Sorry, Mimi. This feels a bit tone deaf after that milk story. Why is he sad? Why is he grumpy? Oh my god, because he's got no food. Alright, you guys need to separate because I can't read one of your names. Right. I'm milking. Oh man, he's upset as well. I feel so bad. They've just basically starved because I forgot to give it to them yesterday. I have some herbal teas, which I will make later, but wanted the OG fairs. Food. I have PG and Earl Grey. That's pretty standard British mix right there. I can make blueberry wine. Oh, I can. Hi, honey. Phew, I'm exhausted. My patients are still healthy, so it was a good day. Good. Okay. I used to swear by PG tips, but recently started getting supermarket own brand extra strong, and that's better in my opinion, which is good. I don't drink tea. Which I think is the like most un-British thing I've ever said, but like I don't really like tea. I like herbal fruit teas. I really like those. Like, I love a good bit of raspberry tea or like lavender tea. Like, that's the good shit. But when it comes to actual like British tea, like tea leaves, sucks. Have you seen Lewis from Yogscast now looks like Mr. Harvey? No. You think? I think it's the mustache that's making you think that, you know? Because if we're just going off the mustache, sure. Saw yesterday for I haven't ever thought about that. I saw yesterday for the first time in ages, and oh my fucking god, why does he have a damn mustache? I've also seen him in person. He don't have any business being that short. Be me. Oh my god. Go off. He's had that for a long time now. Oh my god. Ring us a lobster. Oh jeez. What am I doing? Jesus Christ, I've literally spent the entire day at the farm. God, I hope today isn't like... I hope that lady friend isn't at the... If that's tomorrow and not Thursday. Fuck that up. I might cry if that's the case. We may or may not have to restart the day. Please. Oh, thank god. Okay, right, we're fine. It's fine. It's tomorrow. I need to figure out what I'm giving Harvey for Winterfest, but I don't have any cucumbers, so I can't give him pickles. I haven't watched them in a long time, to be fair. I haven't either. I don't think I've watched Yogscast since I was like in secondary school. Not really. I like used to watch them a lot when I was a kid. Yeah. Same. I watched them a ton more back when they did Minecraft. I think that's what most people watch them for, to be honest. No air traffic this morning, honey, but it's still fun to break out the equipment every now and again. Dude, break out the equipment as much as you'd like. Jeez, don't let me hold you off. Dear Jasper, I'm at my wit's end and I desperately want to make a cocoa no at the saloon. The salon? The saloon? I don't know. Cocoa no. What the fuck is a cocoa no? They have no way of getting a coconut. What fucking hell? Can you help me? Yeah, I can get you a coconut. But Jesus Christ, what's a cocoa no? It sounds like... I don't know if they're cacao nibs or cocoa nibs or cocoa nibs. But basically, like, I'm obsessed with them at the minute because I get them from my eco shop. That's what I was going to talk about. Are you guys ready? I'm going to talk more about being eco-friendly. Your gloves. Your gloves was so fun. I watched them for a bit when they did Gary's mod. Oh my god, I have no fucking... Are you fucking kidding me? I have no fucking A. You sound very posh when you say Coco no no. Coco no no. Coco no no. Fuck is a Coco no no? How? Ow. How do I sound posh? Anyway, as I was saying, eco-friendliness, let's talk about it. I found out the other day that apparently my local recycling takes a lot more than I thought it did, which is great. I don't know. I've got so many things to talk about. I literally contacted, like, well, bad news, guys. I've had to use AI. I contacted their help chat and it's run by an AI, which isn't great, but, you know, feel a bit gross thinking about it. Trying to start passing through Stardew Valley. I don't really care that much, but basically, like, I found out that you can recycle toothpaste tubes, which I didn't know you could do. Which makes me laugh because when you think about it, like a long sort of time ago when sort of the zero waste movement was first kind of kicking off and everyone was buying their bamboo toothbrushes and their toothpaste tabs and making their own toothpaste, which don't ever do. If anyone tells you you can make your own toothpaste, they're lying. I never fell for it because I was like, how the fuck is this supposed to clean my teeth? Keep in mind, at the time I was dating someone who believed in the conspiracy that fluoride is bad for you. And I hate to break it to people. I'm just going to call it as I see it. I'm going to call a spade a spade. It's a conspiracy theory. There are some reasons why maybe using fluoride isn't great for you. There are conditions that you can develop, especially if you're young. So, you know, just do what your dentist advises and don't do anything that your dentist, like, hasn't, like, specifically said you can and can't do. Toothpaste being one of these things that, no, we can't make them anymore. They used to make them back in the day. There's a reason we don't do it anymore, and that is because baking soda and coconut oil does not clean your teeth. What it does is it actually just brushes the enamel off your teeth. So yeah, if you want a cool, like, scent, it's basically like, think of it this way. Brushing your teeth with proper toothpaste is basically just like brushing the dust off your walls, right? You're just getting rid of the, like, build-up, you know, you're keeping it clean. Yeah, it brushes a bit of paint off every now and again, but you're replenishing it with fluoride, right? What you're doing with baking soda and coconut oil is you're literally just, like, sanding down the wall. And eventually, you're gonna hit the other side, you know? So just, you know, if people advise you to do it, don't do it. I don't want to have a discussion about it. If you're someone who does that yourself, that's up to you to decide. It's just not great for you. I'm just gonna call a spade a spade. I'm also gonna get some shears right now. AI is fine depending on what it's used for to come up with scientific advancement. Yes, to recreate art using stolen references. No, thank you, Mimi. Yeah, I'm not great with, like, I have a stance on it, but, like, realistically, I don't think it's avoidable, unfortunately. I don't like it because for the pure reason of it's not great for the environment, because in order to run any AI software, it takes an awful lot of energy, which we know that energy comes from somewhere. So it's not great, but you know, answering my question like on the internet rather than me having to wait like 2 to 3 business weeks for like an answer from someone who probably won't even be able to answer my question. It's a lot better, and I think that that's what it should be used for. Why people are using it to make art, I don't understand. But, you know, we're not discussing it because I know there are people in the community that do that, and I don't want to slander people. I just disagree with it, and I think those people know that, and just something we just don't talk about, you know? But, anyway, so I found out from that you can actually recycle your toothpaste tubes. Back when the eco-friendly like zero waste movement started, you couldn't, because for one, they weren't made out of anything that you could recycle. So yes, toothpaste tabs were the better considered way to go, especially if you could get the eco living ones, which were ones with fluoride in them. I did buy the eco living ones, and then I realized, because the person I bought them off had the fluoride free version next to the fluoride, I accidentally picked up the wrong one. So I ended up with fluoride free toothpaste for a while. I don't know what happened to those, by the way. I had them for ages and I can't find them. But now toothpaste tubes you can recycle. But obviously, look at your toothpaste tubes before recycling them, because some say you need to remove the cap, some say you need to leave the cap on. It completely depends. Make sure you're just paying attention to what, you know, yeah, people are stupid, yeah. AI is fine depending on what it's used for. Oh, wait, no, I read that one. So many people think the self-serve tills are AI. They're not. In fact, I've had to explain that to people in baffling. What? It's not. That's not how. What? That's not AI. AI wasn't really a thing. I wasn't that advanced when the self-serve tills came out, for one. And self-serve tills are basically just like, it's a series of questionnaires and you're just answering them essentially by scanning your items. I think it's the best way I could explain it to someone. It's like, think of it like there's a pictograph, whatever it's called, where you like, you go yes, no, it leads you to the thing. You just scan the items. It's following a script, basically, is what I'm trying to say. It's a scripted machine. It's not AI. AI comes up with something from nothing. Or very little. A self-serve till is a scripted machine. People are stupid, I know. I have to explain it functions to people while at work. Oh my god. It's so weird. I'm also really sad because self-serve tills are like the best thing, like, to get me to be able to shop at places, but now that I'm kind of on this eco-friendly train, I've had to kind of accept the fact that I'm not going to be able to use them like as much as I would normally, because obviously I'm having to buy a lot of my eco-friendly stuff at my refillery, my local refillery, and that's a real person that's doing that. Mind you, it's one person, and so I don't mind that too much, because I'm kind of gonna eventually, like, once I keep pushing past it, I'm eventually gonna get to know the person behind the till, you know? And I know that eventually, with continual use, I'll become somewhat familiar to them as they will to me. It means that, you know, going to get my eco-friendly stuff is going to be a lot easier than, say, if I was going to a store with multiple different, like, cashiers. And that's not to say, like, I'm not trying to say that any, like, cashiers are bad or anything. That is not what I'm trying to say. What I'm trying to say is that I don't cope with new people and that I don't socialize well. And oftentimes what ends up happening is, if I've got a question, if it's not someone I know, I won't ask it. Which has had some interesting things. The other day we went to the range and I was literally just trying to find a toilet scrubber and I couldn't ask one of the customer assistants about it, and I got so stressed about it. And then I had to do a return. Guys, I managed to return something to the range. I'm so proud of myself. I didn't think I would be able to do it, but I did it. I went to the range the other week and I bought what I thought was a bath towel and a bath sheet, right? And a chopping board. And then I bought some other stuff, and then my total came to £75, and I was like, what the fuck? Paid it, left the store, was a bit like, what the shit, what the fuck came to that much money? Turns out I didn't buy a hand towel, I bought a bath sheet. So I bought 2 bath sheets because someone had put a bath sheet on the shelf with the hand towels. I was not happy. And so I needed to return those as was because they were £14 each. Which I didn't mind paying like for one. Yes, I'm aware there are cheaper options because what ended up happening, I then ended up going to an Asda and they had it cheaper. So I ended up buying the ones from Asda. Also, their chopping board was cheaper and smaller, so I bought that one as well. Because the range I went to, they had like their chopping boards were kind of big and they were also plastic wrapped. So what ended up happening, I just like literally like a couple hours later just went back to the range and like returned my stuff, you know? Well done, thank you. I'm so proud of myself. So I got a total of £35. No, I got a total of £45 back or something, which is kind of insane. Like, a bit crazy to me that I ended up spending that much on 2 towels and a chopping board. It's a bit like, why did it cost that much? But yeah, I ended up getting like a cheaper one from Asda that, yeah, it's like, it wasn't wrapped in plastic. And I also got I got 2 towels, so that was cool. Yeah. Please give me. I swear to God, why? Why is it so hard for you to give me a fucking trouble? You've literally got a pig right there. Ugh. Oh, they also think that the cameras are there on the tills as an AI age recognition thing. I don't think technology is that advanced. And if you have to come over and confirm the age restricted stuff, it means the AI thought you looked young to be ID'd. Oh my... Bruh. Dude, I got age checked for fucking buying Monster at Lidl the other day, which was like, I was literally stood there. And by the way, Paul was with me. Paul's a lot older than me, if you didn't know. And so literally the lady behind the till scanned it and was like, I'm assuming this is for you, so I need some ID. I was like, I have a face full of piercings. And I'm like, okay. I handed my ID over and I could tell she was a bit flustered because obviously it says on my ID that I'm 23. It's like in the UK, if you didn't know, you get age checked. There's an age restriction on buying energy drinks, specifically things with high caffeine content, which is weird because it is just the equivalent to coffee. I'm not really sure why. I'm not really sure what that's coming from, but Monster, I think Rockstar energy drinks. I don't know other ones. I don't really buy anything other than Monster, but you know what I'm saying? Like, those kind of energy drinks, basically, is, like, you get age checked on. Red Bull, you also get age checked on. I've also bought coffee syrup, so syrup, like, coffee in syrup form that you put in, like, a glass of milk and dilute, and it's, you know, I bought that before and got age checked for it, which is a bit insane. But that age limit is 16 years old. I'm 23. I very much look over 18. But, like, obviously in the UK, the rule is if you look under 25 is to age check you. As someone with as many piercings in my face as I have, it's probably a safe bet to say I'm over the age of 18. But very much definitely over the age of 16. Like, if I've got... Like, this is just for anyone, like, that works behind the tills. Like, I know it's your job, but realistically, I'm over the age of 16. But I think we've had a load of things with secret shoppers in my area, so I think a lot more places. Because I'm noticing I'm getting age checked for really random stuff more and more recently. So for me, it's like, oh man, like, we've had secret shoppers. If you don't know what that is either, it's basically like someone who's, I guess, employed by the government to some extent. I don't really know. I think private companies do it. But they basically give you, if anyone's wondering why I know so much about this, fun fact, you want to know how much a piece of crap my fucking ex was? Fucking was a secret shopper. And he, like, I know from him, like, what you had to do with it. And one of the things was that they basically, like, you have to go in and even if you're over the age of 18, if they don't age check you, you have to report them. But you have to give very specific details on the person who didn't age check you, which I think is a really cheaty way of doing it. I know it's to legally make sure people doing it safely, but, like, what I don't understand is, like, the fact that literally he had to give, like, details on, like, what the eye color of this person was and what ethnicity they were, and I just felt like that was really, like, a bit weird. You know, I don't know, it's just weird that you had to give more details than their name kind of thing. I don't know, it is a bit weird. Basically in the UK it's like if you look under 25 they age check you. Yes, Janet, you at 64 needs to be ID'd. I didn't get ID'd anymore. It's very sad. Oh man, I feel bad. I still get ID'd and I do not look like... I don't know. My friend who used to work in a bar said that she would ID me, but I'm like, how? I've literally got so many piercings in my face. I would have thought it was a safe bet to assume that I'm like over the age of 18. Though mind you, someone did say to me once when I was somewhere and they're like, oh, I won't bother IDing you. You've clearly got, like, I would assume from having those piercings that you're over the age of 18. And I was like, I would go with yeah from the amount I've got. Literally said to him, I was like, from the amount I've got, yeah, probably. But, like, you can get these piercings from the age of 16. I did have to break that news to him. I was like, just so you're aware, yes, the amount I have implies that I'm over the age of 18, but with, like, if I just had a nose piercing, there is a chance I'm under the age of 18. The issue is younger people look older now, so where it used to be, do they look old enough? Then it was, do they look 3 years older now? Do they look 7 years older? Yeah, it's literally, like, it's a bit sad, kind of, like, seeing... I see tweenies, like tween kids. I see them walk around in, like, their groups, their little, like, huddles, and you can't tell. You cannot tell. For me, living in a small area, realistically, if I don't recognize them, they're under 16, is how I look at it. It's like, if I don't recognize the person, they're under 16. Because even if they look like over 20, it's like very much likely that if I don't recognize them but they look over 20 that they're younger. And it's a bit crazy to think about because, you know, like, it's just a bit like, what happened? I know when I was a kid, like, people used to say it as well, and I think it's just how it is, isn't it? Like, when I was a kid, people were like, oh, 15-year-olds don't look 15 anymore, and it's still a problem. Oh well. Jasper, you do look like a young rebel. Do I? I mean, I don't think anyone's seen what I look like recently because I've just not been taking photos of myself. If I don't ID someone and it turns out they're under 18 and people find out, I could lose my job, get fined up to £6,000 and run the risk of going to prison. People's ego literally don't matter to people working on the till when you take that into account, which is completely fair. It's 100% fair. And I think it depends on how much someone's willing to risk it. If they're willing to risk it because they don't want to, like, hassle someone, I can understand that. It's why I don't work on tills, like, anymore. Because I've never worked anywhere where I've had to check ID for anything. I didn't work on tills when I worked at Tesco. And obviously I worked at KFC as well, and you don't need to ID people there. But that was the only time I worked on tills was KFC. And I just wouldn't do it again. Mainly because the treatment I got just from being a fast food worker was disgraceful. But also because, like, I just don't think I could bring myself to challenge like a teenage boy who's probably not much younger than me about their ID, because they do get arsy about it, and it's like a bit sad. Although I know that older women get really like, oh, you think I'm like young? And it's like, it's kind of sweet when you hear that, but it's like, man, my mum gets so like confused when people ID her, and I'm like, Mum, it's like a lot harsher punishment now if they don't ID you. She's always like, I'm going grey. She's like straight up like, I have white hairs. It's like, yeah, Mum, but you don't look your age, is what I'm trying to say. My dad doesn't. People often say to me my dad doesn't look like young at all. Oh. Whoa. Whoa. Mimi, I shaved you. I just shaved Mimi. Macron naked. You're welcome. Yeah, no, it's straight up. I completely understand why people like get ID'd. It's not like, it's not something I really think about, I guess. I don't really like, I completely get it. Even when I'm with like, even if I'm with Paul, because most of the time when I'm buying like alcohol and stuff, he's usually with me. Oftentimes I don't get ID'd when we're there. Like, because I think people just assume that, to be honest, I think most people just assume he's my dad. We look nothing alike, and we're just like buddies. But it's like, if I go to buy alcohol for us to do like pre-drinks or something before a night out, it's genuinely like the amount of times I don't get ID'd is like a bit silly. Literally, I remember I was on holiday for a week and he was still at work, so he was like, you know, we weren't hanging out as much as we usually do. Literally every shop I went to buy a can of Monster, I got ID'd at. I wish I was kidding. It was literally every single shop I went to buy a can of Monster that week, I got ID'd at. It was like, literally, I'm like, I can go, if I go with Paul to buy alcohol, I literally, like, never ID'd. But, like, I go to, like, the shops to buy Monster by myself, immediately ID'd. And I'm like, obviously I'm over the age of 16, but never mind. To be honest, though, a lot of the, like, I go to Poundland quite a bit to buy, like, my Monster and stuff, and the lady behind the till there has started to recognize me. I think I've become quite familiar. I mean, if you met me once, if you fell over me again, you'd probably recognize me immediately, just because I'm the one in my local area with the probably more piercings than a studded jacket, you know? But it's like, and I get recognized a lot. Someone at my workplace asked me the other day, I've literally worked with this person for a couple years now, and they literally asked me the other day, they're like, I feel so bad. I talk to you all the time and I do not know your name. I was like, oh. I was like, well, my name's Jasper. And he's like, oh, hi, Jasper. And he told me his name. I won't say his name here, but he's like, oh, I'm this. And I was like, yeah, most people just know me as the one with the piercings. Although, mind you, I'm either the one with the piercings or the one that changes their hair color with, like, the moon phase, you know? I've gotten that one a couple times. It's like, it's one of those two things. It's like, I'm pretty easily recognizable, which is part of the reason why I don't show my face on Twitch and on any social media for that matter. It's like, I don't show my face because I'm very horribly so distinctive. Even just if you ignored the piercings and the hair dyeing situation, if I just look like any old, like, plain Jane, right? Because of the torticollis as well, my face structure looks very uneven, and that gets noticed a lot. So it's a bit of a weird one. I used to get recognized all the time. Like, I'd go to the shops without my parents, and people would be like, "Oh, I know your dad." It's like, great, so do I. What do you want me to say about it? You famous? Not even. I wish I was even slightly exaggerating, though. It's not nice. Like, I'm not by any means famous. And most of the time now, people don't, like, talk to me because I think people have come to realize that I won't socialize with people, especially if I don't recognize you. Which is a problem. But whatever. I was gonna say no, I can't remember what it was. I love it when she shakes it. It's like doing a little dance, you know? I don't know how many days I've done now. Right, Harvey's my secret Santa, so I need to, like, sort out something for him. Loves wine. Okay, I'll give him a bottle of wine. Hold on to that forever, because if I forget about it on the day of, I've got it in my inventory. Oh. You know, I said earlier, like, man, I'm gonna forget that's there and scare myself. I just did it. Okay, I need to go and get a coconut for someone, don't I? I feel a bit like this area is sort of underutilized by me. They genuinely don't actually know what I'm supposed to do here, really. Poor burnt thing. I'm sorry. Oh, getting starfruit seeds here is a lot cheaper. Whoopsie! Hmm. Wow. And iridium, that's not too bad. Whoa! RGB cowboy hat! Why is it so expensive? Oh my god. Oh my god. Guys, I want the RGB cowboy hat! Dude, oh my god. Midnight Beam. It looks so cool though. I love that. The RGB cowboy bed though is so cool. Man, aw, shit, man. What the hecky? Oh, hello. So, I guess I was supposed to talk more about the eco-friendliness, but I kind of like lost my train of thought. But I went to Little the other day. That was what I was getting to with the monster story. But I went to Little the other day, and I bought obviously a can of monster, but I also bought. Hang on, this is gonna bother me. Why is it so shaky? I also bought a produce bag full of pistachios, which was super cool. And I've been snacking on those a bit on Saturday. And then I also bought some pretzels, right? Like the big proper pretzels, not like the little like crispy ones. I bought a load of pretzel. Like I bought like 2 big ones and 2 rolls. And that was super cool. I'm gonna leave. So I bought like stuff from the bakery essentially is what I'm trying to get at. And I took it to the till and got them checked out, and I didn't use a single paper bag, and I'm so happy. It is a lot like, oh yeah, so I did that, and then I like told them what was in it. I didn't bother trying to do the plu, like not the plu, the fucking tear weight of it or anything. That's just because realistically it only really mattered for the pistachios anyway, and also just because I just couldn't be bothered. So I got pistachios and I got some breaded things, and it was cool and easy. And I don't think I would buy the pistachios again, just because partially they were expensive, and I just wanted to see if I could do it with my own produce bags rather than having to buy the ones they had there. But actually, I went because at my local, like, well, somewhat local little, it's like they had 2 bulk bins. It's the only place I know like I've ever been to that does bulk like bins that you kind of just scoop out into a bag that isn't a refillery or anything. And so I went to get these pistachios, but I knew they had another like type of nut, but when I got there they only had the one. I don't know if that's just because they were having supply issues, because if you didn't know, in the UK everywhere's having a supply issue at the minute because of a recent cyber attack. But like I just kind of I went, and yeah, it was, they only had the one sort of nut, so I'm hoping that they don't just like stop the like bulk refills for the nuts, because that would devastate me, because it's the only place I know that does them. But yeah, they only had the pistachios. They didn't have like whatever the other nut is, which there is a reason I don't know, and it's just because I've never actually looked. I think they're cashews. I'm not 100% sure though. They might be almonds. I just wanted to see if they had them. But yeah. Bye, right back. I gotta run down the road and get some more milk. Okay, enjoy. Have fun. Probably not gonna stream for much longer anyway, because I gotta get the VODs uploaded, and I also gotta get Shifty on with like moving my ass home. You know, business has been really good tonight. I'm pleased. Good for you, man. Oh, coconut. Now there's a soothing sight for my winter eyes. It's going to be perfect for my Coco no. Thanks. You're welcome, man. Ooh, he paid for my ticket. Alright, Zeb. Fun to live so close to train tracks as a reminder that there's a big world out there. Ilias. Oh, look, it's Mimi's favorite man. I have to brush my hair daily or else I'll clump up with them messy knot. Me too, man. A lot of work. Okay. I'm surprised I haven't just shaved it all off in a fit of passion. Okay. Gift, thanks. That's not what that was. You cunt. I could have sold that. What the fuck? He just... What the... Oh man, yeah, there's so much stuff in my inventory. See if we can catch a squid. Yeah, so that was a complete success. I've also used these, like, cotton produce bags to get stuff from my local refillery, which was cool. I got, like, a load of pasta from there, which was cool, but it didn't actually fit in any of my jars when I got home, which is, like, something that I think is gonna be a problem regardless. I got as much as I thought I would need, and it just didn't fit in a jar, which wasn't great. Oh, let's go! Okay, cool. Oh, that's a gold standard one. I think he deserves that after stealing my midnight squid. Oh, another one. But yeah, so I got a load of pasta. I also got some spaghetti, but once again, it was the same problem where I didn't actually have a jar that it fit in, which I did share on Discord. There was a really funny photo of my spaghetti sticking out the jar that I literally bought for it. I have a bigger jar than that as well, and it still didn't fit in it. So I'm gonna have to go and get, like, a proper, like, old style one that, like what my mother's got. And I'm really annoyed because I found one exactly like it. Fucking hell, am I only getting gold standard squids? um, I like... What was I saying? Yeah, so I like, found one in a charity shop once, and I was like, I would get that, but I've already got a jar for my spaghetti. And then I actually got home with the spaghetti, and it didn't fit. And before anyone asks, why are you buying all the stuff now when you haven't even moved in yet? It's just because, like, it's easier, you know? Hey, you did it. Not bad, not bad at all. I'm impressed. Winter's a good time to break out the old fishing rod, isn't it? Ah, greetings, Demetrius here. Could someone please bring me a red mullet? I'm studying them as part of my biological research. Ooh. Ooh-wee. Did I get red mullet? Can I look at the details of it? No. Maybe I can look it up. Red mullet. During summer and winter. Okay. Till 6 a.m. to 7 p.m. So not today. Oh, welcome back, Emperor Cable. I need your opinion on what power my MC's big badge should have, considering the MC can turn his arms into blades. That's a pretty big power. Maybe lightning? I'm not sure if I'm like missing the point here. But lightning, because conductive or sparking ability. Potentially. I'm not sure. Yeah, that could work. I mean, if you want to like, if you're wanting to keep it like kind of close to the ability, I think that one could work. Because then, like, if we're talking like as a fault, metal is conductive, so it wouldn't be a great power to have. Or if you want to look at it as a positive, it could be like, well, it's conductive, so point the blades and then fire it. I thought. I hope that helps. It's stressful to be a doctor, so it's really great to live somewhere as relaxing as Blackbird Farm. Well, you're welcome. Why have I kept that? I don't know. Now I'm thinking. Oh, dude, I've already got something processing. Right, bedtime. And with that, it's probably end stream time. I know it's only been like 3 days. But your girl has got shit to do, and I was hoping to get shit done before the scaffolding people turned up, but they haven't turned up, so I'm not sure if I'm supposed to stay and wait for them, or if I could just, like, leave, you know? Because I've got shit to do, and I cannot by any means be expected to stay here and wait for them when I literally, for one, don't know what time they're turning up, and two, was not really informed on what I'm supposed to do when they do turn up, so, you know. Anyway. Right. Cool. I mean, I don't think we're doing too bad. I think realistically, I think we need to be honest about the fact that in regards to the truffle situation, I think we are just gonna have to wait until the sort of New Year turns around and then the pig's old enough. So realistically, it should drop truffles by the time that like the daytime rolls around. I'm not sure. But yeah, so it's all good. Gotta go start my stream. Okay, I will probably raid you then. But yeah, so It was a good time. I mean, we got lots of chatting done. I mean, I'm not really the most like I'm not really like around very much at the minute, so I apologize. But in terms of Thursday, I am not making any promises. I managed to do it last week, so I'm hoping that I might be able to do it this week as well. So we will have to see about that one, but I will keep you guys posted on the day. But just don't be surprised if I do have to cancel, especially because we're at the final push now. Like, the final push is these next couple days is just going to be getting shit done, and it's going to be getting shit moved over. And realistically, if I'm honest, if I've moved in by Thursday, it's going to be kind of a pain in the ass to like get changed, get home from work, get changed, and then go back here stream. And I'm willing to do it, obviously, but it's like, you know, if I've just moved in the day before, it might just not be the greatest idea. But we'll see. Because the other thing is I have to get home as well. Like, if I've moved the bed by then, I have to get the bed back. Like, I have to get back to the bed after stream. So it's like, yeah, I'll be streaming and then I'll be tired. And then you guys will be like, go to bed. And it's like, yeah, okay. But like, I have to go and walk a mile. It's like, yeah, I'll end the stream and then I have to walk a mile home and then collapse into my bed. But yeah, we'll see how it goes. But yeah, I'm excited. I mean, rent's due in a few days, which is a bit sad because I literally have paid like 2 months worth of rent at this point, and I'm not even living there, you know, and it's just like getting annoying because I was supposed to have moved in by now officially, but you know, things just keep getting pushed back, and one of those things, I guess. But I'm hoping like it's not long now. Like, I'm pretty much like at the final push. If I can just load up as much as I can today, we should be good. But we'll see, because as long as I can get it to the point where it is just the furniture, we're in, you know. But the furniture requires my parents to be available as well, and I've got to measure my desk. Anyway, thank you very much for joining me today, guys. I do appreciate it massively. I'm so sorry that this was kind of a short stream as usual, but like I said, you know, I'm in the process of moving, so hopefully it won't be much longer where we're having these short streams. But obviously I won't have the PC at the new place until the 30th at the earliest. Probably won't be until like a couple of days later. See, but yeah, until then, we're working on it. Anyway, I'm gonna go now, because I got shit to do. The VOD will be uploaded, and Thursdays will hopefully be scheduled as well. So stay tuned for that one, and I will see you very soon. I hope to see you on Thursday, and I hope you enjoy. I'm gonna put in. Hang on, I better check if Mina's online yet. Give me 2 seconds. Oh. Yeah, she's on. Okay. Right. With that, guys, I will see you all very, very soon. Bye, guys. Bye, 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 bye.